Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Spring Loaded Football Podcast here on the Loaded Sports Network. I am the Colonel. It's guys, we got Coach and Wayne. Going to be talking a little bit something special, a little player spotlights from guys that we knew growing up, watching on TV in a different sport. But we've got Lex Luger and Ron Simmons, both played in the USFL. You know, that's what we cover here at Spring Loaded. And
Damn.
yeah, damn. So
You're giving away the ending there.
I say it didn't take long to get to it.
Yeah, this is something that we grew up watching as kids.
Yeah.
And it's kind of near and dear to our hearts since they played football, and we love football. We love pro wrestling. We love it all, really.
Yeah.
Damn.
So let's kind of get into it here.
I love the slide, man.
Luger packed up in that one, ain't he?
Oh, that was early 90s Luger right there.
Always look good. Always look good.
And, you know, he looked, I'm going to say, a lot more defined there than he did in the late 90s when he was trying to bulk up.
Yeah, I mean, you think, like, WCW, like 2000, 2001, you know, he was like 3% body fat, but he had so much mass on him, you know, that it really took away from it.
Gotta watch out for that torture rack, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, then we're going to start it off here. Lex Luger actually played at Penn State his freshman year in 1976. He was an offensive lineman. And he only played there 1 year because he got into it with the Penn State coaching staff because they wanted to move him from offensive line to linebacker or defensive end.
Wow.
So we'll kind of see a trend coming here.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, playing for Coach Joe Paterno, you know, statistically one of the best coaches in college football history.
Well,
he had to be a good player, you know, to make the team.
You think back to the 70s, it was Alabama and Penn State was your dynasties.
Yeah.
So to be able to be recruited to Penn State in the 70s, that was a big deal. That showed you had some talent right there.
Yeah.
So he was obviously gifted athletically.
Oh, no doubt.
And then following his departure from Penn State, he went to the University of Miami under Coach Lou Saban after he sat out a year. So he went there in 76 to Penn State and then took a year off in 77 and then started playing for Miami in 78. But then we kind of run into a problem. He was kicked off the team whenever he, I guess you would say, in a fit of rage, trashed a hotel room for not being able to start.
Man. And you think back to like these Miami teams too, like 78, you're getting close to the Schnellenberger era.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're starting to get really, really good. You know, you got in the slide right there. You played with Jim Kelly and Mark Richt.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty big deal.
And, you know, Mark Richt, he coached at Georgia, coached for how many years?
At least 10. Almost.
So,
yeah.
I mean, legendary Jim Kelly, too, that went to 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah. And USFL, too, you know.
So, I mean, heck of a talent, just didn't work out for him in college, it don't seem like.
No.
Well, after he left there, he went to play for the Montreal Alouettes in the Canadian Football League. And he was actually in the CFL's version, I guess you would say, of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In the Grey Cup, he played for a Grey Cup championship.
Wow.
In 1979.
I didn't know that.
And if you look at him up there in that picture, that don't really look like him, does it?
No, that's dark hair.
If you was to see that picture right there, would y'all think that was him?
No, there's no way.
So, but then after leaving the Montreal Alouettes, he got a chance to go to Green Bay and was there from 82 to 83, but he never got to play in a game. So he is not listed, I guess you would say, as an official Green Bay Packer.
Yeah.
And it's very rare to find pictures of him from that time.
Yeah, I know you had a rough time looking up these pictures, but looks like, was he wearing number 66 in that jersey? Yeah. Was that Ray Nitschke?
Yeah, he was the last player to wear it too.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, No, I mean, you just got to look at his athletic prowess. We talked about it earlier. For him to stay in football for this long, that's a big deal.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what the guy in the blues doing. He was in Python.
Let's pull this up here.
Yeah, zoom in. Look at the man in the sunglasses, lower right.
He's staring at something.
He's like, damn, those are pythons.
We're hoping it's his arm.
Yeah, he knew what was coming. He knew that Luger was going to be a big wrestling star. He
was trying to Hulk up on him.
Yep.
He ain't gonna take that laying down, brother.
I wonder if that's a young Macho Man Randy Savage.
No.
No.
No. He said, "Oh yeah, brother."
I can promise you, it's not.
That might be Randy Savage's grandpa, but
Steve.
Yeah, Steve Savage. Yeah,
Steve
everybody knows Steve Savage. You
don't go in his yard either. But yeah, since he didn't get to play in the NFL and didn't make the cut the next year, then we move on to his USFL career. And he also got to play with Coach's favorite team, or one of Coach's favorite, the Tampa Bay Bandits.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Showboats, but that's a clean cleaner, but we'll go with it.
Well, Coach's non-dirty sounding favorite team.
Right. Yeah.
We got to put that asterisk in there. But he was teammates with somebody we'll be talking about here pretty soon, Ron Simmons.
Damn!
And you think about this. They were on the same team, and Luger was the offensive lineman, and Simmons was the defensive lineman.
Yeah.
So I really wonder who won that battle, and I figure it's going to be Simmons.
Yeah, in practice, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But then he also got to play with legendary player Reggie White in Memphis from 84 to 85.
Yeah, the minister of defense.
Oh, yeah. And then he got to finish out his USFL career with the Jacksonville Bulls.
Wow.
And good luck finding a picture of that one.
Yeah.
Because I've looked all over the internet, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm about to say, you have scoured the internet to find what you did. I mean, I appreciate it. Everything looks really good.
I have looked for this stuff for months.
Truthfully, behind the scenes, we talked about doing this episode from the very beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just hard to find stuff.
Well, if you take people that we knew that played in the USFL, back February, March, all three of us were like, we got to talk about Luger and Simmons.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's Lex Luger's career right there before he went into professional wrestling.
Wow. I mean, that's awesome. Like I said, one hell of an athlete, no doubt. But guys, we're going to take a – go ahead.
What's crazy, if you look at how he's starting to, I guess you would say, get that pro wrestler look. Look at him in that Memphis Showboats. Look at them arms.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, man. He's bulking up. And there's no doubt about that.
And he already looks like a pro. He's going to lay the smacketh down.
That's right.
But
guys, I think we're going to go ahead and take a short little commercial break, and we'll be right back. We'll talk a little Ron Simmons.
Damn!
Hey, guys, the world's a tough place. We all know it. I mean, the past couple of years has been rough on everybody. If you think you might be feeling depressed, stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, today's sponsor is here to help you. Today's sponsor is BetterHelp. BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. Talk to your therapist in a private, online environment at your convenience. There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives access to help that may not be available in your area. And guys, just be truthful. Even if it is available in your area, maybe you went to high school with a therapist or college, you don't feel comfortable talking to somebody about your problems, and that's understandable. All you have to do is fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you can get matched with a therapist in as little as 48 hours. Then you schedule your secure video and phone sessions, plus, you can exchange unlimited messages, and everything you share is completely confidential. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime. You can join the 3 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with experienced BetterHelp therapists. Guys, all you got to do is get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/loaded sports network. That's betterhelp.com/loaded sports network. Let's bring the guys back in. BetterHelp.com, HELP.com/loaded sports network for 10% off your first month.
Make
Ain't that
sure
right?
to check it out.
Check it out. 10%. Ching ching.
That's it. Back to the show.
So since we're back from our commercial break, it's time to talk about Ron Simmons here, who played
Oh, you didn't think it was coming.
Yeah, I was waiting on it.
who not only played at Florida State, but is considered one of the legends of Florida State football.
Yep.
Because he was one of the first big-time recruits that Bobby Bowden got at Florida State. Before Simmons got there, look it up, Florida State was not a good team.
Yeah.
They wrote the song Blow, Blow, Seminole Wind after him.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Anderson wrote it for Ron Simmons. Yeah.
And something that's a little special to us, since we're from Alabama, Bobby Bowden, his head coach, was originally from Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all of his sons coached or is coaching,
Me and Jared got to go see, who was it? Terry Bowden, coach at UNA that time?
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to see him coach at UNA, and I got to meet him, an extremely nice guy.
Yeah, I've always heard good things about the whole family.
Yeah.
But, you're talking about what a legendary player Ron Simmons was for Florida State. His locker is encased in glass right beside Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
That tells you how good of a player he is or was,
Well, if you kind of look right here at some of his stats, he went and won a Tangerine Bowl in 1977, and then he helped take Florida State to 2 Orange Bowls back to back, which they lost both, I believe, to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Which Oklahoma was a heck of a team back in the 70s and 80s too,
Sure, yeah.
But look at these stats. He played 43 games, 239 unassisted tackles, 144 assisted tackles, for a total of 383 tackles in 43 games.
Dang.
Jared, you going to say it?
Damn!
But not only that, had 25 sacks in his career, 17 forced fumbles, 4 blocked kicks, and somehow or another, I don't know if they were kicking it short or maybe they just thought he'd take the head off some people. He returned 2 punts in his career too.
I want that footage. I want to see Ron Simmons returning punts.
Could you imagine him like the Bowden's probably like, we don't like this team. You just go out there and run through them, son.
Yeah, just go destroy them because it'd be like a freight train. It might not be going fast, but it's going to hit you really, really hard.
I feel like this is leading up to the start of the APA.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, if you wanted to be protected, you look at his stats right there, and you're going to be safe.
Right.
But yeah, like you said right here, Brian, he also finished ninth in the 1979 Heisman Trophy voting, which I believe he was the first ever Florida State player considered for the Heisman Trophy.
Well, not only that, but like he's a defensive guy. That's a hard thing to. There's only been one guy that's won it.
But the past few years, Charles Woodson's the only one, really.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you
So,
look right here, the 1979-1980 consensus All-American. And then he was hit, like you said, his Florida State jersey is retired, number 50.
yep.
And he made it into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2009. That shows you what a talent he was.
So he deserved it.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
deserved it, man. That speaks a lot at the athlete, and you know, I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about his wrestling career. You know,
Oh, yeah.
he had some memorable moments there too. But man, he might have been a better football player than he was a wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
And look at him right there where he's getting his jersey retired, man. He was
Oh,
built.
that shirt was painted on. You know, so
And they say he was like, you know how people can just be strong
yeah,
without even trying? They said he was like a genetic freak.
yeah.
But he also played here at
Dang.
college.
Look
He
at
was,
that.
yeah. How'd you like to have arms like that?
For any women watching the show right now,
Hey, I'll just take one arm. That's fine. That's all I need.
I'm not taking neither. I'm gonna take nothing. Give me a can of mace and a taser, maybe, and I might take it.
I'd still be afraid to kick my ass.
I've actually met Ron Simmons at a little Comic-Con thing, and super nice guy, very humble. He is getting to where he can hardly get around, and just age and playing football and wrestling and stuff's beat his body up. But my hand still hurts from where I shook his hand. That was 5 years ago. So,
Well,
Did you say
look,
that? Did you say damn afterwards?
yeah, of course.
Damn.
you got to wonder how much he goes out in public and he's just like, damn, I wish I never said that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Everybody running up to him.
Yeah, I'm sure it gets on his nerves, but
He goes over damn. He says damn.
But he was drafted number 6 or 6th round in 1981 for the NFL to the Cleveland Browns. And then he went and played in Ottawa for the Rough Riders in 1981. And there is a picture out there for people that's interested. You can find a picture, but I was not about to pay $20 to get the rights for that picture. So Google
What
it.
about a Rough Rider?
Yeah.
Stop. Drop.
And then
Oh no.
and then if you look right there in the bottom left, you can see where he is with the Tampa Bay Bandits,
Mm-hmm.
where he was teammates with Lex Luger.
Good old Burt Reynolds team there.
Yeah, the real deal Bandits right there.
Yeah, that was
right.
They had a Smokey and a Snowman, if you know what I mean.
But
That's not a cocaine reference either, but
and then after playing with the Bandits, of course, he moved into his new career. And are y'all ready to bring this up for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
Luger and Simmons right there.
Yeah, here we go. Both of them ended up in the professional wrestling world. Were they not trained in Florida? Hiro Matsuda,
I believe they both come out of Florida. I can't remember if Simmons was trained by the same one or not, which Luger was trained by the same guy that trained Hogan, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Hiro Matsuda, yeah.
And I seen, did you see the documentary where Luger was talking about what all he went through in training with Matsuda?
Yeah. Well, Lord, Matsuda broke Hogan's ankle or whatever. And it's like, hey, if you really want to wrestle, you'll have to come back. And he did. It's not a Hulk Hogan show, but that just shows you the struggles they put these guys through.
Said he was calling, wanting to come back.
Yeah.
Well, what's crazy right here, we done talked about them playing in the USFL together, right?
Yep.
So they probably had to match up at least maybe once in a game when Luger was with the Showboats.
Yeah.
At practice, probably with the Bandits. But Luger, whenever he was with Miami, they actually played Simmons and them at Florida State.
Wow.
So they could have been a matchup there if Luger wouldn't kicked off the team already.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But you think about all those previous matchups, and then you think in 1991 at Halloween Havoc, they faced off for the championship.
The good old days.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable, man.
Oh
The Chamber of
yeah.
Horrors match.
Oh my goodness, you got the Steiner Sting?
That's where they electrified Abdullah the Butcher, right?
No, that wasn't the same one, was it?
I can't remember.
But if you look down there, you also see Oz, who become Kevin Nash,
And
Yeah.
the Diamond Stud.
Yeah,
who
Scott
becomes
Hall.
Scott Hall.
Oh,
So
yo.
I mean, and if you'll think about it too, they both were world heavyweight champions at
Yeah.
some point in their career.
Well, I mean, Ron Simmons, the first African American world heavyweight champion.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
there's been wrestling since the early 1900s, and he was the first one, and that's a big deal. So, I mean, the autograph
And
picture I have is him with that title around his waist. So,
I mean, if anybody deserved it, it's Simmons.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, for sure.
That mustache, man.
And Luger. And if you look back, kind of
Let's
at
go there. I just
Luger's
minded don't go there.
football,
Do
if
what?
you look back at Luger's career, you can you remember when he was called the narcissist.
Yeah,
Whenever he first went to the WWF back in them days.
yeah,
You look at his football career and it makes sense because he was pretty much he wants his way.
Yeah.
And if he don't get his way, he's moving on. He's going to do what he wants.
right.
When he wants.
Yes. But
Yeah,
whenever you're built like that, I guess you can.
Well, he always had. You always hear these stories about him, to where he was a little narcissistic and stuff. And he's had a rough life
Oh yeah.
since leaving wrestling,
Yeah.
and everybody says he's a totally different person, totally somebody everybody should talk to and meet. And one day I hope to meet him. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Well, Luger, you can tell from interviews with him now, his health has deteriorated. And I mean, you look at all the football he played,
Yeah,
the wrestling where he took all them bumps. I mean,
yeah.
the human body can only take so much.
Well, like I said,
But
when I
after
saw
what all he's been through,
yeah, I mean when I saw Ron Simmons and he could barely walk, and I took a picture with him and he sat down. He didn't stand up, and but like I told you, my hand still hurts from where I shook his hand. So,
but yeah, that's our player profiles of people that we watched pretty good bit growing up.
yeah.
Do you have any memories of these two, Coach, that you can remember watching?
Man. I'm at Luger with the NWO, Simmons with the APA, Branchall. I mean, what's not to know about these guys?
I can remember Luger as the narcissist when he come in for the World Body Wrestling, or what was it, World Bodybuilding Federation or
Yeah,
something?
the WBF.
Yep.
It's a
And
way to
then,
get him out of his contract.
yep. And then Simmons, if you remember, he's the key role in starting the Rock's career.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Because he was the leader of the Nation of Domination.
As I say, yeah, the Nation of Domination.
Well, Lord, like the know your role and all that stuff. That's Ron Simmons. That's where The Rock got it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what Ron told people. You better know your role because he's intimidating.
And if he said it, you probably better do it.
Yes. Hey, guys, it's that time of year. Black Friday's here. Check out the slide right here, guys. We got our first big sale at our store, LotusSportsNetwork.com. Click the link, check it out, buy yourself a T-shirt, get 25% off using code LOADED25. Ain't that right, Coach?
Oh yeah, loaded 25. Hey, if y'all got people you don't like in your family and you just want to buy them something, hey, there's some nice shirts, some hoodies here. Hey, I mean that hoodie looks pretty warm on a cold day. I mean, I'm wearing the out of date stuff. I got to update. This is limited edition here, but hey, click on it, order some shirts. If you like us, love us, share us, or just buy a sweatshirt or tell your friends. Heck, buy anything. But
That's
from
right.
this website, loaded 25.
That's right, guys. Loaded 25 is the code. 25% off. Going to be 11/20 through 11/27. Check it out, guys. And one of the best spine busters on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
just almost one handed, palms you in your chest and little spine on the pine.
These were two very gifted athletes, for
Well,
no
you think
doubt.
about some of the people Luger's picked up in the torture rack.
Well, he
Oh
had the
yeah,
giant up, didn't he?
yeah. Had the giant up. I think he had that. Did he have Loch Ness up? You remember that big fat guy?
There was a lot of them. Was it? You sure it wasn't Steamboat?
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry. Sorry to the family of Loch Ness, but
was he out there
Or
with the
that's
Yeti?
had to be. It's probably some Dungeon of Doom stuff.
But well, Luger did body slam Yokozuna.
Yeah, on the Intrepid. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I
4th
can
of
see why
July.
their bodies are wanting to shut down. I mean,
Yeah. Well, like I said, you look, they played football back in the 70s
Yeah.
and then wrestled up until what, the 2000s?
Yeah. I mean, Luger was wrestling, a little bit after 2001, some independent shows. Ron was probably doing stuff 04, maybe.
Well, he made it to
we
the
would say
first
04,
draft.
05
Yeah.
because you had the APA, and they would hire them as bodyguards.
Yeah. Like I said, he
Well,
wouldn't do a lot later on, but yeah.
well, they split them up after the draft.
Yeah.
So that had to be at least 2004.
Yeah.
That's a lot for a human body to go through all them years. And then to
Expect.
travel.
Especially, like I was about to say, especially early on in their wrestling careers where they worked every night.
Yeah.
So.
But that takes us to the end of our player spotlight.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
hang on. Go back to that picture. Go back to that picture, and this sums it up. Out of all these people on this, how many of these people are still wrestling till today?
Sting does every now and then. That's on there.
The Steiners do little spot
Yeah.
shows, don't they?
Yeah, occasionally.
Well,
How out of
El Giante, he passed away a few years ago. He was from Argentina.
Yeah.
Is One Man Gang, he's still alive, ain't he?
He's alive. He ain't wrestling though.
Yeah. Scott Hall passed away recently.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
And Barry Windham, his nephews are carrying on the tradition now as
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt and
Bo Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
like you said, Coach, they ain't many of these guys still around.
So that
Like
just
I said-
right there lets you know how much a body goes through.
Oh yeah. Like I said, Sting's still doing it, but he's only wrestling like once every 4 months, and he's 60 something years old. So.
And he carries a bat.
Well, yeah. Hey, you got to find something to help. So.
Whenever we get over, we're just gonna walk around with the bat, but with
Yeah.
Dang straight. I already got mine. It's a Louisville Slugger.
But guys, y'all ready to wrap it up?
let's take it out of here.
All right.
Boom!
You can find the video show on YouTube or Spotify. You can listen to the show anywhere you find your favorite podcast. And guys, we hope we're a part of that group. Don't forget, check out LotusSportsNetwork.com. Go to the store, buy yourself a t-shirt. This show should be out in time. Use Loaded25, get 25% off for Black Friday. Maybe a late Black Friday gift. Who knows? Check it out. Check out the social media. Help share the show. Help it grow. Guys, it's been the Lotus Sports Network. Spring Loaded Football, and we'll see you next time.
Boom!